Hey guys, so I just thought I'd do kind of a different video than what I normally do here. Just because, you know, I don't want to sit here and watch paint dry. So I figured I'd do a video on this one because why not? So this, as most of you know, is my 2004 Bluebird International Bus 97 from Wood County, West Virginia, Parkersburg area. Here's 5 things that I like. I haven't wrote these down or thought any of these out. I'm just going to try and think of the first 5 things that come to mind that I really like about this. As a lot of you all know, I own the big sister of this bus, 147. It was a 72 passenger with a DT 466E and an Allison MD 3060. I really should have just held on to that one, but this one's really neat and I'm really glad that I have it. So just that out of the way, I was thinking about mentioning that as one of the things that I liked about it, but I guess that'll be kind of an honorable mention. The first thing that I really like about this thing, well, another honorable mention I should get out of the way, is the fact that it's a Bluebird International. Anything Bluebird International I'm going to like, so I just want to throw that out there. But first thing that I can think of that I really like about this is the size. It is a 53 passenger, fully seated, no wheelchair lift, so I thought that was really neat. This bus had at least one sister, I think maybe 2. Bus 93, I know for sure, which was sold a few months before this one, was an identical twin to this one, literally exactly the same. I've got pictures of it on my Flickr too, from back when I have this one, pictures of this one when it was in service too, and 147 for that matter. But I like the size, and that has no wheelchair lift. I think that's really neat because you really don't see short buses like this with no wheelchair lift super often. I mean, they're out there. They're not hard to come by, but usually if anybody's gonna order a bus with no wheelchair lift, it's gonna be a full-size bus. So, or at least close to it. You know, 1, 2, or at least 2 to 3 windows longer, usually. So the fact that this one's kind of small I thought was pretty cool. I'm guessing it's because Parkersburg has some pretty narrow streets, so they probably needed a smaller bus to have better accessibility in some of those streets. Another thing that I like aesthetically, but not necessarily from a driver's standpoint, I love the way these Avia style mirrors look, but I really don't like I mean, they're okay. From a driver's standpoint, they're okay, but they're not as good as the double nickel style that 23 has over here. Like those body-mounted mirrors on 23. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. Those are much better, so we'll get back out here. Let's see. I like the white roof on it too. I've always preferred white roofs. I think they look nice and they serve a good purpose. It's a lot cooler in here with a white roof than it would be with a yellow roof. You know, one thing I actually really like about this bus that I didn't think I was going to be a huge fan of is the T444E. So this one in particular, it's paired with an Allison 2000, so it's already a good combination. I knew it would be. If I had any major doubts about it, I wouldn't have bought it. But I am super pleased with this bus, the way it drives. I just wish I could get it street legal because this thing is a blast to drive. It'll do about 75 miles an hour because with that Allison 2000 is a 210 horsepower T444E in such a small bus. So this thing's like a little rocket. It will go. So the reason why it goes, it's actually governed at 65, but the reason it'll do 75 is it's got 10R22.5 tires on it. It's starting to get a little bit of dry rot, but nothing bad. But it was spec'd with, see, I'll zoom in here, 265 75R 22.5s on the rear, and I think is that 245 or 295? But it's got bigger tires on it, so the speedometer, or the wheel speed sensor, basically thinks that this bus is going slower than it really is. So, got to watch in this thing. I'm not complaining though. I'll probably eventually talk to some buddies of mine that have the software to get this thing reprogrammed to where I don't have a governor on it at all, and see if I can get that speedometer, wheel speed sensor reprogrammed for the right tire size. And I would honestly, if they'd fit, I'd like to put 11Rs on here, just so that way both my buses have 11Rs. They're easier to come by. Not the 10Rs are hard, but yeah, I really like that. So I think that's 4 things, right? The size, the white roof, the engine transmission combination. I guess it's only 3. I should have thought this out a little better. I do like a lot of things about this bus. I'm just trying to be particular about the things that I like. I like the LEDs that it came with. That's another thing I really like. So these are actually factory. All of the ones from 04 at Wood County and the ones at Gilmer County had these. There's probably more that I may have missed or that I'm not thinking of. Now this came to me with an LED stop sign, but I swapped that onto 23, and that's actually 147's old stop sign. It doesn't, I mean, it'll come out, but the lights don't work. But it's got the turns and tails, or the tail turn and the brake lights. Those, the 7-inch brake lights are all LED, and the marker lights are all LED. I like them. I don't like them as much as I like that style, but I do like these a lot. I like how it has the extra ones, because the reason that is because these ones on the side up here don't emit enough light from when you're back here, so that's why that one is there. But this also has the LED strobe on the roof, which is also going to be transplanted onto 23. These side turn signals are also LED. So I thought that was neat that even for 04, this bus was built in, let's see, yeah, the body wasn't built in 04, January of 04. So it's actually a 2005 body on it, but the chassis is in 04, so that's why I call it 04. But we'll open this up. Maybe. There we go. We'll step on the seats here. And there is a brand new strobe light, which that strobe light and this roof hatch were replaced because it hit a utility line. So it's a neat little fact about this bus. Oh, and the 9 is gone. So it's just 7 on the roof. Cool. But actually like that roof hatch a lot. I didn't think I would, but I do like that. It's kind of flimsy and thin, but it's very easy to use. The buzzer's disconnected, so that's pretty neat. See, the LEDs, I guess there's one more thing I got to think of. I got to be picky. There we go. There's the body plate. You can see it's an 05, but if you look at the VIN, that second 4 there is what designates the model year, and that's for 2004. So, let's see. I guess the last thing that I can think of is this is kind of a perfect Bluebird International for me to own. 147 was too, don't get me wrong, but I think the reason why this one just works for me is because a lot of y'all know that I wanted to buy the bus that I rode to school, Bus 681, which is a 2003 Bluebird International 77 passenger DT46060 Allison MD 3060. It's basically got the body specs of that one. This one didn't originally come with the air horn. I just put that on there. And 681 also had a driver's console below the door controls, and it also had luggage bays. So this one's actually spec'd a little bit differently, but this one's a lot more similar body-wise to 681 than any of the other Bluebirds I've owned. So I kind of put 147 up to those same expectations, which kind of wasn't fair. So I think that's why I was kind of disappointed with that bus whenever I had it, and then I sold it and I really missed it and I bought this one. But this one's so just so wildly different. It's got some of the same key things. The fact that it's a Bluebird International, that, you know, it's got the West Virginia specs like I like, but it's so much different. It feels like its own bus. So, you know, it's got the 444 and Allison MD3060. It's smaller. The body specs are wildly different. But also on that same token, it reminds me of the 147, the one that I miss so much, that it brings back some of those same memories, because I mean, it is a sister bus to it. So I really do enjoy that a lot about this bus. We'll go ahead and fire it up. And if you want to see anything more on this bus or on that bus, go ahead and check out my channel. I have playlists. This one's bus 97. That one's bus 23. So I have playlists for them. But I figured I'd just do a little bit of a neat video on this one for you all while I was thinking of it. So I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening, or rest of your day, whatever it may be.